Yeah. Ah. All right. I'm going to call today's episode Odds and Ends, Important Things, Funny Curiosities, Ordinary Objects. Oh! It's actually a business. Like right down the road here in middle of nowhere, Texas. It's a cool name, though. It's like an antique shop. Went in there. And the owner was exactly who I want the owner of a boutique antique and odd objects store in a small town in Central Texas to be. It's like big, full ZZ Top beard, older guy. Wanted to talk to me about playing guitar and finger picking and stuff, and I was more than happy. And he's like, "Oh, let me show you something over here, boy. Come here now. I got the look at this. Yeah, this is an old Martin head, but it's not connected to the guitar. You know what I'm saying?" I'm like, "Oh, okay. Like, you're the best ever." Anyway, so yeah, I did a Q&A and didn't get to a couple Qs. That's the problem. I mean, I feel bad and all, but there's also like there's only so much I can do if I put out the bat signal on my Instagram or my Twitter. Next thing you know, there's, questions coming in. But if I already record it, if 2-3 days later I record it or put it up, and then I go back and there's more questions, it's like, come on, dude. Or gal, get it going. I mean, I can't wait all day. But I will get to a few of the lingering questions because they were actually good ones. So I don't know why I said it like a Valley Girl. They're actually good ones. It's so funny. And those of you from LA County or from the 818 in particular will know that there's like probably not anymore with kids because kids don't know anything that has happened more than 6 months ago. But there's this idea of the Valley Girl talk, right? Because it's the San Fernando Valley. For those of you who are not familiar, there was even a movie, I believe, like early 80s, 1983, somewhere around there, called Valley Girl. And it was like, oh my God. And then, gosh, what's her name? It was, holy mackerel. I'm really not with it this week. Frank Zappa's daughter, Moon Unit Zappa did a song called Valley Girl. She's a Valley Girl. She's a Valley. Like, oh my God. And there's this kind of stereotypical idea of the Valley Girl, the Southern California white chick. It's like, oh, like, I'm so from the Valley. Let's go to the Galleria. And that, and certainly plenty of particularly marginally attractive girls still do that. White girls still do that today. But if we're going to be accurate about it and you say she talks like a Valley Girl and it's for now, she talks like this, stupid. Not even, fool. That's how a Valley Girl talks. If we're going to get accurate. Right? Like if we're playing the odds, you say it's a younger female from the San Fernando Valley. She's stupid, fool. Not even. I didn't even scam with him. No, stupid. That's like scandalous. No. That's a Valley Girl. Maybe in 83 it was different. I miss LA. I mean, I'm kind of waxing poetic about the San Fernando Valley. I'm from the San Gabriel Valley, which also falls into that category of if we're going to just play the odds. Either Hispanic or Asian, depending on what part of the San Gabriel Valley. But a chicken just fucking smashed into my window. Big old, it was Cleopatra, my chicken. She just did a header right into. I get fond memories because one of the I will actually dovetail this into one of the questions. Enjoying Texas or miss California yet, from Straggler Miguel. Both. I enjoy the hell out of Texas, and I'm really happy I made this move. I miss California too. I mean, there's a lot I don't miss about particularly LA County. But there's a lot I miss, man. I miss going to Dodger Stadium. I've been watching the Dodgers, and sometimes I get really bummed. I miss going, like a Sunday afternoon, Dodger Stadium. It's boiling hot. Grab some carne asada and just sit there, spend, it's like a real vibe that I miss. I miss that a lot. I don't know. I mean, really hard to define cultural aspects of it, I think I miss like the odd and overstimulating nature of driving back home in LA, specifically either where I ended up living for most of my adult life and then also where I was raised. If you're talking about like driving around in the 626, going through Alhambra into, El Monte, Monterey Park, and then to the 710 and stuff. Like, there's just so many languages and people and cultural things, and it's like really overstimulating. And I miss that because now I live on purpose in a really, really, really rural area. I mean, I'm near Austin kind of roughly, but I'm out in the sticks. Like, let me put it this way. The gas station nearest my house sells ammo and bait. So I'm in the cut. I'm out in the country. And so I drive now, and it's just like really beautiful scenic stuff, which I appreciate. But there's something to be said for like taco trucks and helado mans and a strip of businesses all in Mandarin, and then you drive a little farther and like there's just no English, it's all Spanish. Then you drive a little further and there's like these like little bursts of Korean and stuff like that's hard to replicate. And it's also like there's something about that it does to you that if you become fond of it, that you end up missing. So I do miss it. Straggler Miguel, but I loved the shit out of it. I mean, I don't regret moving here, not one bit. So anyway, like I said, I'm gonna get to some questions that I wanted to get to that I didn't get to on the last Q&A, and then I'm gonna talk about some other stuff. I'm sure you mean well, famous DJ Chris. I'm sure you're a nice fella. And I don't want to be mean to you, because you're reaching out to me sincerely asking a question. And the fact that you even trust me to kind of answer these questions, regardless of how serious or how kind of insignificant they may be, the fact that you would trust me is great. And I don't want to make you feel bad at all. But when you ask me, would you recommend doing any cleansing pills/juices to kickstart any weight loss regimen? You know what I recommend as far as cleansing? If you want to do a cleanse, you cleanse these nuts. I got a good juice for you. Just diet on that. You want to cleanse your organs with a liquid? First cleanse this organ. That's how I feel about cleanses. Are you getting me? I'm saying I have some organs that you first need to cleanse if that's what you're concerned with. Is this dick? Look, I'll circle back. Listen to what my uncle Javier had to say during this episode of Caca de la Vaca.
Buenos días. Me llamo Javier. I'm here at my ranch, the Ponoche Grande. And I've lived quite a life. I was a machete expert in the jungles of Cuernavaca, champion Mexican wrestler. My name was El Pollo Grande. And now I am a rancher. I've raised thousands of cows over decades. And I've come to realize that all the worthwhile, meaningful information of the entire universe, it exists in the stomach of the cow. It's quite fantastic. But much like the stomach of the cow, when it intakes nutrients, it takes the useful nutrients and it uses them, sends them to the cells of the body to build it, provide energy. When something's not right, it's incorrect for the system. What does a cow do? It shits it out. And that's what you should do with this information. There's so much fraudulent information out there when it comes to fitness and nutrition. I like to identify it, I call it caca de la vaca. Today's episode of Caca de la Vaca, I want to talk about cleanses. Now, I may not be a doctor or the human body, but I am an expert when it comes to the biology of the cow. And I can tell you for certain that much like the cow, we have organs that take care of detoxifying the body. Kidneys, appendix, the liver. If you think that drinking juices or special supplement for weeks at a time so that you can shake green water is going to help get rid of toxins, you're a mistake. My grandma used to juice. She was a waitress at a donkey show. Loved her. When she died in a terrible tractor accident, they opened up her body. They realized her organs were failing. Why? Because she did not have proper nutrients. She was supposed to be eating the food, the beef, the chicken, the vegetables, seafood. Instead, she would have the huevo de naranja and the mango and the cactus juice, thinking that she was cleaning her body. She was not. If you want to eat healthy foods to help these organs detoxify your body, so be it. But don't go to some hippie store buying some products thinking that you are enhancing your detoxification, because you're not. Es caca de la vaca. Hasta luego.
So, no, I don't recommend it. Fasting is a different story, and there is some health benefits associated with it. There's a lot of conclusive scientific proof to show that there's some upside, that it even may marginally help with fat loss if you extend periods of not eating and you truncate your eating window, the intermittent fasting thing. And then also if you were to take like a day or 2 days sometimes to just completely not eat. That's a different ballgame. I personally wouldn't recommend it for someone who's like really active. If you're going to do that, if you're going to do like a real water cleanse, I would plan it out. Maybe it's like a couple times a year, and you do it in a period when you don't have to work, you don't have to go to the gym very much. You may be on, you know what I'm saying? Like in preparation for a vacation where you don't necessarily have a lot of like obligations in life, because it sucks balls and you're not supposed to do that. But another thing you're not supposed to do, at least if we're looking purely biological, is drink calories. Now, I've always rallied against the idea of like Paleolithic thinking for two reasons. One, the paleo diet is not at all based on what humans ate in a Paleolithic era. There's lots of farming already. It was very crude kind of horticulture and agriculture, and people were eating grains and shit. So stop with that. It's a misnomer. Another reason is like, who gives a fuck what was healthiest to people back then. I believe it can provide you with a lot of important information that you can glean from it, like what Paul Saladino has done with analyzing like digestion over time and access to certain foods and the natural defenses within certain plants that would make it not really all that great for a human to pick up, in comparison to other stuff like, sweet fruits are great. Seemingly, they were kind of put on the earth for big mammals and primates to go and eat. So there's information to be gleaned, but to kind of like replicate, that's not what cavemen did. Who gives a fuck? Cavemen didn't drive cars and have a job with an angry boss, and they certainly didn't have to take really good care of their kids because they were probably going to get ganked by some lion, and you were really, 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 really stressed out about just keeping everybody, including yourself, alive. So I don't think applying that to a modern human being, unless you're a tribesman in, the Kalahari Kung, I don't think that there's any real application. And people are like, well, humans are the only animals that drink the milk of other animals. And I go, first off, not true. Spend any time on farms, not true. Secondly, who gives a fuck? Humans are the only animals that fly in planes. And we're the only animals that do stand-up comedy. And we're the only animals that wear jewelry. And we're the only ones who drink who gives a fuck? But getting back to what I was initially talking about, and that is the idea of like juice cleanses and juice in general. Like, frankly, if you get jacked and you're really lean and you want to embark on eating or drinking some juice here and there, because look, like a fresh squeezed orange juice does have value to it. There's tons of vitamin C and it's really rapidly assimilated if you want to have it after a workout or something like that. But for the general public who's just trying to lose body fat and maybe get a little muscle or hold on to what muscle they do have, don't drink fucking calories, because we're not designed to drink calories. We're designed to eat our calories and drink for hydration. Putting liquid in our mouth is for hydration. Putting food that you chew in your mouth is for nourishment. Don't conflate the two just because it makes it easier. Because frankly, making it easier for your digestive system, for your palate, for your salivary glands, the whole thing, makes you hungrier. It's a lot more filling and satisfying from an emotional standpoint and from a biological standpoint to fucking chew on food. Really it is. So not only would I not recommend any type of cleanse, and don't let any... go back and listen to the episode I did about hippie versus meathead bullshit. And this falls definitely into that category. There's so many holistic people that are just like pushing this idea of cleansing your body. It's not really, it's just based on nothing. I used to love when Dr. Drew would get a hold of someone who was talking about toxins and cleansing. And he'd be like, name the molecule. What molecule are you cleansing? What is this toxin? Please explain this to me. Explain how this is a toxin to the human system once it's digested and metabolized. Name the molecule. And I'm just sitting back like, oh shit. You ever have that friend who was such a badass that even if you didn't start a fight, like I was never the guy, I was a loudmouth, but I was never like a guy going around picking fights. I wasn't a violent, even as a teenager when I was a dipshit. I wasn't like like he's gonna get drunk and start a fight. I was not that guy. In fact, I would avoid violence at all costs guy. But I always liked having my friend who was like just a real fucking mean badass, like a legit tough guy. Because then if some shit flies off the handle and then you watch him kick the shit out of someone, you're always like, oh, I'm so glad you're on my team. And the same shit you would go for intellectually, because I'm certainly not going to go around starting debates, because I don't know shit about shit. But sitting next to a really, really, really sophisticated, really, really intellectual, erudite MD for a lot of my career in Dr. Drew, it was awesome because every once in a while someone would call up and talk shit. And if I was on my own, I'd be like, God, I can't argue. I don't know what to say to you, sir or ma'am. Frankly, I don't know. I don't know. But then Drew would just go, go ham on these people, and I would just sit back and be like, and that's right. And you don't call back with that yucky mouth of intellectual nonsense. So don't do a fucking cleanse. Eat right. Eat right. Take care of yourself. Live a good life. Live a holistic, if you want to talk holistic bullshit, live a complete holistic life, man. Get your sleep. Stay hydrated. Feed your body nourishing foods that you like to eat that also your body likes to receive. Exercise. Don't exercise too much. Certainly don't exercise too little. Work with yourself. Find that. Get that balance, man. That's the best cleanse you can do. Get it so that the internal system that you have already in place, there are organs inside your body that's what they like to do. That's their whole purpose, is to detoxify, right? So just treat it like, an automobile. If you want to make your oil filter work better, don't put junk in your car. If you want, you know what I'm saying? Like, quality fuel, drive like a reasonable person, don't drive like a dick. Instead of putting additives and different kind of purifications, that's the best thing you can do to make engine parts last, right? Drive really well and responsibly, and make sure that you're consistently putting the right fuel, right? Well, same thing goes for your body. There's no additive or supplement that's going to be, knocking it out of the park when it comes to detoxification. What you do is live your life in a way that makes your kidneys and your liver and all other associated things in your gut biome to be as healthy as possible and function as best as possible. It's the best thing you can do, brother.